Well, folks, welcome into the Wealth Guardians radio show. Here we are on the weekend after Thanksgiving. I know we're all sitting around with our tummies hanging out over our belt line, but boy, don't we enjoy Thanksgiving. Brice, how you doing, bud?
Doug, this is my favorite holiday, Doug. I am doing absolutely well. I know I say that my favorite holiday is also Halloween because somebody's birthday is that time, but we kind of lump it all in one big holiday here in my house, and this is my favorite time of year. Happy holidays to you as well, and everybody else out there.
Yeah, a uniquely American holiday.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some trivia questions around Thanksgiving here coming up around the break. And of course, Doug, this is a really important time to tip our hats and say thank you to all of our men and women in uniform out there, our first responders, because so often you are called away from your family on duty at times like this, and there is no worse time to not be spending time with your family than right now. So if you are called away or if you are putting on that uniform because you care as much about this country as you do your own family, well, Doug and I will certainly sit here and tip one back and think of you in honor of everything that you do for this country and the families around you as well.
Yeah, you know, we're kind of dedicating this show today to Thanksgiving, and Brice and I are going to be reminiscing a little bit during the show today about some of our favorite Thanksgivings. And oddly enough, one of mine was when I was away from family. And, you know, when you're in the military and you're deployed, it's really hard on the holidays, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas. So stay tuned for that.
Very good. All right, Doug, what do we want to talk about first here?
Well, we can talk about Cam's return.
Cam's return. Okay.
Yeah.
So you and I were joking here that I certainly like to see him back in uniform. Now, just like you, your favorite team is Green Bay. My favorite team is the Broncos, but we're both big Panthers fans. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of excited, actually, when I saw that we were hiring him back because it was kind of nostalgic.
It was.
In that aspect. And boy, did he start off well. Right off the bat.
You know, he scored a touchdown the first time he touched the ball, then he threw for a touchdown the second time he touched the ball. You know, I've never been a real Cam Newton fan.
Right.
I don't dislike the guy, but I am really hoping he does well on this comeback tour. Not
Absolutely.
just for the team, but him too, you know?
And I got to say, as much as I was happy to see him come back and see him score, I did have to chuckle because it certainly looked like his ego crossed that end zone line even before the ball did. I mean, he was excited, and that's good to see.
Yeah, he was. And did you see that get-up he wore coming
Yes.
into the... Oh, my gosh. It reminded me of one of the chimney sweeps in Mary Poppins.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was it's good to see. But yeah, Cam Newton's back, and you're back for that matter. You took a little time off here. Tell us about what you were doing.
I did. My bride and I, we went on a cruise. You know, we took one cruise. I think it was our 16th anniversary. It's a long time ago, but it was it was just a quick one over from Wilmington to Bermuda, and we had a room that was way down in the bowels of the ship. Didn't even have a window. And,
heard the engine room going.
Yeah, in fact, we had our beds. We had to sleep on separate beds, our heads touching. And the bathroom was so small, to get a shower, there was a rubber curtain you pulled around the toilet and stood over the toilet to get a shower. But this one was outstanding. This was on the Silver Seas. We did some Caribbean cruising, several island hops along the way. Had our own butler.
No kidding.
Our own butler.
Your own. Didn't share him. Had your own butler.
Yeah, we shared him with a couple other rooms, but it was really pretty cool. Weather was great the whole time, and we just had a ball, except for the 5 COVID tests we had to go through.
Yeah, you were saying that you had to take a whole bunch because certain ones you took weren't recognized, so they had to dip that swab back in there again.
So 2 of them we knew we had to take. Had to take one before we entered Barbados. That's where we caught the boat. And we knew we had to take one to get on the boat. Well, when we got to Barbados, they didn't like the one we took in the States, so they gave us their own test. Then, on the boat, before disembarking in San Juan, we had to take a COVID test, and that one didn't count, so the next day we had to take another COVID test. So we had 5 COVID tests in 10 days, and our temperature taken every day.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you had a good time, though, nonetheless. It was worth it. Very good.
All
right. Well, welcome back stateside, and got your feet back on solid ground, and now it's time for the holidays. And you got any family coming in for? We
got a bunch of family. I'll talk about them in the second segment. Okay. But tell me about you. What is your favorite memory of Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. And my grandparents lived in Minden, Nebraska, which is a small town, had no traffic lights. Yeah, that's how small this town was. The grocery store there was a Jack and Jill grocery store. There might have been a Piggly Wiggly there as well, but I know there was a Jack and Jill. But no traffic lights. And we would go there. My grandparents lived there, and my aunts and uncles lived there, and most of my cousins lived there. Well, growing up, it was mostly my mom and me until she remarried. And so I loved being around big family, and we would go there for the holidays. Well, middle of nowhere, Nebraska. And the closest town was either Kearney or Hastings, which are not huge towns, and they were still 30 minutes away. So this was, you can imagine, this is like one of those Norman Rockwell, Kincaid type of towns where the courthouse is sitting in the middle of a square, and you park all the way around the courthouse, and there's your little mom and pop stores all around. So I loved being there, and it was absolutely like a traditional classic holiday time. We would have the football on. We'd have the big tables around the living room, everyone crammed in. The kids, me and my cousins would be playing outside in the leaves, and if it snowed, we'd be throwing snowballs at each other. As I said, the football would be on. We would go and explore the neighbors' tornado safety dugouts that they had. I forget what they call them now, but they have those out there. And it was just absolutely perfect. I love being around all the neighbors and whatnot. And I don't get that much anymore. But those are my favorite memories of Thanksgiving, is just being around that family. It's very much like what you'd see the Charlie Brown, the Linus and Lucy type of scene going on. Over the hills and through the woods to grandmother's house we go, that kind of thing.
That sounds just ideal. Do you and Bill have any kind of traditions or going?
We decorate the house, and my daughter and stepson coming up here. So that's about the only tradition we do now. I do start playing. This is funny. I have always liked to start playing Christmas music starting Thanksgiving Day and put the Christmas tree up starting Thanksgiving Day.
Okay, yeah.
Well, my wife wants to slow it down a little bit. So we've now made a compromise. We don't put up the Christmas tree or the Christmas ornaments until December. And I can play Christmas music, but it has to be non-vocalized Christmas music. So just the instrumental Christmas music until 2 weeks before Christmas. So it's all about, we're getting married next year. I call her my wife, but we've been together for 12 years. But we're getting married. That's all about family and relationships is compromise. And so we found some compromise there. That's my tradition, is playing Christmas music as much as I can and watching the parade. I'll tell you one thing that's on my bucket list here, so I'm kind of going off in tangents. We intend to reserve a hotel room on a Wednesday and Thursday that overlooks the Macy's Day Parade at some point next year or the year after that at some point. You got to reserve it for a Wednesday and a Thursday. It's not going to be inexpensive. But that way I want to be able to just to sit there and look down on the parade and right at the balloons coming by your eye level. So that's something on my bucket list, and we'll make happen in the next coming years. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fabulous time.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it whenever that does happen. Absolutely. But, one thing else, since we're speaking about being thankful, you and I always have the opportunity to look back on the clients that we've helped over the years or over the past year and think about somebody that we've improved their retirement planning for, and that we're thankful for being able to do that. And I've got one that we're just sitting down with now, or just in the process of completing right now. They were the highest risk clients that I've ever seen come through here.
Wow. Yeah.
And they didn't know it. They really didn't know it. And they thought, our advisor has been doing so great for us. We're in pretty good positions. Well, it's easy to confuse a great advisor for a bull market, or vice versa, a bull market for a great advisor. And so they thought they'd been doing really well. But if we took a look at their portfolio, and if the market did again what it did in 2008, they were standing to lose about 55% of their portfolio.
I never knew it.
Yeah, never knew it. Had no idea. They just thought, well, our advisor takes care. Well, not really. Not all the time. So I was really grateful to be able to show them how we can better position their portfolio where they are still participating in the upside growth of the market, but yet have downside protection to a significant degree. So if 2008 comes around again, they're not losing more than around 10% of their portfolio, at least the way that it's designed.
That's the way we do it.
That's the way we do it. So I'm really grateful that not just them, but client after client, about 50 a year or so, we bring on board here, and we've helped them all. And so I'm very grateful for that, and I know they're thankful as well. Well, Doug, we've been reminiscing here, and we've got to go to break. And, of course, like we always do before our break, we've got a trivia question. And here's our trivia question for you, and then we'll have another backup one or two afterward. So let's see if we can stump Doug here, folks.
Here we go.
Which president ordered the first National Day of Thanksgiving?
Oh, my goodness. I just heard that, too.
All right. Which president ordered the first, and be careful the way I word it now.
Yeah.
Which president ordered the first National Day of Thanksgiving? Folks, that's our trivia question. Stick around because I know you want to know the answer to that, and I know you want to see if Doug got it or not. So stick around. We'll be right back after this Thanksgiving break. And welcome back to the Wealth Guardians radio show. This is Brice Payne in the producer's chair and Doug Ray in the Thanksgiving I ate too much chair. And thank you for sticking around through the break, folks. We really do appreciate spending some time with you on this holiday weekend. And I want to ask everybody out there who is still recovering from eating too much, are you about 5 to 7 years from retirement? Well, if you are, then I've got good news for you. Doug and I will help you confirm that you are making the best decisions for your retirement by offering you a no-cost, no-obligation second review so you can learn how to retire the job while keeping the paycheck. It's what we do. We are RICP certified, we are fiduciaries, and we are holistic financial planners here at the Wealth Guardians. And Doug's been doing this for 32 years, and I've been doing it for 12. And we would welcome the opportunity to sit down with you and see if we can help you improve your retirement situation. But the ball's in your court. You've got to call us. And all you got to do is pick up the phone and give us a call at 336-391-3409. That's 336-391-3409. You can also go to our website, thewealthguardians.com. And speaking of thewealthguardians.com, I want to take just a moment and guide you to our website and show you something interesting about it. If you go to our homepage, scroll over the About tab, and click on the Meet Our Team. And there you can read the detailed bios of Doug, myself, and the rest of our office staff and back office support, who everyone there offers partnerships who help us keep up to date on all things retirement planning and allow us to provide what we feel is the most complete, thorough, and comprehensive planning process in the region. So again, that's thewealthguardians.com. Scroll over the About tab and then click on Meet Our Team, and you can read all about everyone who is here part of the Wealth Guardians team. And we look forward to speaking with you after you've done that and see how we can help. Now, going back to our trivia question, we asked Doug, which president ordered the first National Day of Thanksgiving? And Doug, I'm not sure if he's got it. I see a little quizzical look on his face here. Doug, what do you say? Which president ordered the first National Day of Thanksgiving?
You know what's killing me here is I heard this question on TV not that long ago, but I swear I'm having a senior moment, and it's legit because I just got my Medicare card a couple weeks ago. Garfield?
Garfield. No, it was not Garfield, and you're going to be ashamed that you don't know this, Doug. The president that ordered the first National Day of Thanksgiving was actually George Washington.
Oh, okay.
Now,
yes.
That's a little bit different. I'm going to ask a follow-up question here because I'm very specific sometimes with the way I word these. Now, which president made Thanksgiving a permanent national holiday?
Oh, okay.
And that also is not Garfield.
Yeah,
so.
No, it's not Garfield. It's not Washington either.
It's not Washington.
Was it Roosevelt? God.
No, that was Abraham Lincoln, actually.
I was going to say that, too.
I'm sure you were. He made which president made a Thanksgiving a permanent national holiday was Abraham Lincoln. So we have both George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, inarguably the two most famous presidents that we've had. That's what we've got to thank for Thanksgiving being what it is now. So now I've got another fun little question for you, Doug. What is the name of that thing that makes you fall asleep after every Thanksgiving dinner?
Tryptophan.
You're thinking of L-tryptophan?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's the Detroit Lions.
Oh.
Why is it a tradition that of all the teams out there, it's the Detroit Lions every Thanksgiving that we are forced to suffer through?
No, but you're absolutely right. That does put me to sleep.
Absolutely, every time. They always think it's the turkey. It's not. It's not the L-tryptophan.
Lions.
It's the Detroit Lions. Anyway, so Doug, in the first segment, we were talking about my fondest Thanksgiving memories. So I'm going to turn it over to you now. What is your favorite Thanksgiving memory that you have?
Boy, I'll tell you, there's not just one.
Right.
I mean, they've all been great. You know, growing up as a kid, we had big Thanksgivings. We'd go over to my grandparents' house, and, you know, the aunts, uncles, and all, they would come over, and I can still remember the big old dining room table.
Right.
I mean, it was full of turkey and, you know, mashed potatoes and the green beans and corn and ham, and, I mean, it was loaded. My grandmother could cook up a storm. And she passed it on to my mom, too. My mom was a great cook. But those are definitely some good memories. And we kind of, you know.
Where was that?
That was in Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so we kind of carried that tradition on with Sherry's family after we got married and moved back to the Carolinas from the Navy. She's got a big family. And so back then, we kind of split up Christmas with my family and Thanksgiving with hers. So with her family, they would all come over, her mom, dad, her grandparents, Pop and B. And then, of course, she had a sister, and she was married. She's married to a Doug, too, by the way, so that's always fun. And their kids came over, and then her brother, Scott, and his family, they all came over. So we had a big old Thanksgiving just about every single year, and they were always great. Here's one memory I had, though. My pop-up, or her pop-up, that's her grandfather. He made it to 104.
Wow.
But he would always have a Manhattan.
Okay.
Every evening.
I'm with him.
Okay. So they came up. It was Wednesday before Thanksgiving. They were all chatting. It was, you know, about time for Pop-Up's Manhattan. So I mixed him a Manhattan. I made one for myself, and it's a pretty good drink. So I drank it. He drank his down, and, you know, the ladies are all just chit-chatting around. And so I said, Pop-Up, you want another one? And he kind of looked at me and winked, and he said, yeah. So I mixed him another Manhattan. And I don't know if you guys know what Manhattans are made of. It's actually 2 parts whiskey and 1 part vermouth, a little bit of bitter. So it's a pretty stiff drink. So I gave Pop-Up the second Manhattan. I had one too. And B, his wife, and she's a little spitball, let me tell you. She was full of Irish temper, and she looked at him and she goes, Pop-Up, is that your second Manhattan? And he sheepishly grinned and said, yeah, B, it is. She goes, you know you're only allowed one a day. Brice, she looked at me with these ice blue eyes. If she had heat vision, I'd be a crispy critter now.
So she knew you made it for him.
Yeah.
She knew it was you doing it.
She absolutely knew it was me doing it.
But you didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know he only could have one.
And he's responsible for himself. He could have said no.
Yeah, he was 80-something at the time.
It's not like you were twisting his arm.
So that was a great memory. Then my other really good memory of Thanksgiving was when you paid tribute to our first responders and troops at the beginning of the show. You were dead on when it's tough for those folks to spend the holidays away from family.
That is really hard for the family too.
It is. I'll never forget the first one. I was deployed. I was a senior lieutenant in the squadron. I had made mission commander not too long before Thanksgiving, and our squadron was assigned a torpedo exercise down in Rosie Roads, Puerto Rico. And the skipper decided he would give me my first command at sea, so I took a detachment of 3 planes, and we went down to Naval Air Station Roosevelt Roads in Puerto Rico, and of course this was over the Thanksgiving holiday. And we had a torpedo exercise, and we spent Thanksgiving on the beach in Puerto Rico. And of course, you know, everybody was missing family, but we made the best of it. We went into the commissary, got turkey and all the trimmings, went out on the beach, cooked it on the beach, got some beer going.
Yeah.
We had a great time as a whole crew. It was, our family, each plane had a crew of 13.
Right.
So we had about 40 folks, and it was just a nice big team gathering.
Nice.
Squadron
You
mates.
make family where you got it.
You do. You absolutely do. And that was definitely a great memory.
Yeah.
And you told a good story a moment ago about thankful for helping some of our folks out. We've had a situation this year where we've lost 2 clients.
Yeah.
And I've been in the business 33 years, and it's starting to happen. But I'm glad we were there for them during their time of need.
Right.
We lost one, a longtime client. Both of them were longtime clients. One of them we lost due to natural causes. Miss him a bunch. And then the other one, he passed from COVID. And both of them great guys. And to be around and be able to help their wives, their widows.
Right, they're widows now.
Is just one of the best things that
they're in a good position in part because of what you have done for them over the years.
Well, we've done for them as a team here. It's a team effort here, and thankfully things were in place, and they're going to be okay.
Yeah, right.
They're never going to get over the loss of a husband, but with time. That pain and ache does dull.
If they didn't have the right financial planners in their corner and getting them prepared for something like that, the situation afterward, dealing with it afterward, could bring on a lot more obstacles and challenges than is necessary. And that is not the time where you want to have to worry about finances when you've lost a loved one. So I think we do see the thankfulness in their eyes, and they know, hey, we knew that this was going to happen at some point, and we had the accounts structured as such so that you're safe and you're paying as minimal taxes on the inheritance as you have to and whatnot. So it does help to have a financial planner in your corner preparing even for the most, the situation that is going to come at some point. Even it's tough to plan for it, but boy, you're glad that you have the right financial planner in your corner when it does happen.
Yeah, and in a situation that's a sudden death, I mean, you don't plan for that. But the fact is, you do have the plan set aside so that when she needs money, she can get it right away.
Exactly.
And that's certainly, nobody's planning for passing from COVID or anything like that. The other situation was a little bit different. He'd been in poor health for quite some time.
Right.
And it was just a matter of time for him.
Yeah.
But, never easy. They are an extended family, and it's tough when they pass.
It is indeed, yeah. But folks, if you're out there, I want you to just take a minute and make sure that you're giving your extra family around you an extra hug this holiday season. Make sure that they know that you're grateful that they're around. Doug, I'm grateful that you've invited me on board this great firm that you've put together here over the years, and that we're able to help out as many clients that we can. I'm very grateful every time I go home and my wife is home that she's got a good job, that I've got a good job, that I know what I'm doing on a daily basis is helping other people get in a good position for the long run. I know that's what you've structured this business around. That's why you you consider all of your clients, all of our clients here, like family. And folks, to everyone out there who is our client, I know we've got a lot of people who are listening who aren't clients. We have a lot of clients who tell us all the time they listen to this show deliberately on the weekend mornings. So if you're out there and you're a client of ours, Doug and I are taking an extra moment here to tell you thanks for listening and thanks for being a client of the Wealth Guardians, and we appreciate you.
Happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Take care.